Both sides 76, but that's probably one of our bigger expenses. But you know that like this one we're just approving now is going to be 32 million or so.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was the last estimate.
Likely to go
Oh,
up.
that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Likely to go
So I meant 62.
I hope not, gee.
But I just wanted you to know that lion's share of this is paid out of taxes that are collected from those businesses.
Thank you.
Good, everybody? Let's hold it.
Don't need it. I don't think we need one.
You sit down there.
I even said, usually in this meeting, I sit down here for some reason. I don't know why.
That's weird, isn't it? How you pick different chairs for different things.
Yeah, and I directed the meeting.
Yeah.
And then, most I usually sit down. I always sit down there. It's interesting.
I shot a message to Paul, we'll see what he responds with. Technical problems.
Is that what you said?
Yep. You're the one that looks back.
I know, I got to be careful. Oh, no, sweet Cheryl. Thank you, love. Yes, Cheryl was just offering me her chair and I.
Oh, my God. Cheryl.
For the record.
Carol.
I don't mind that. Smart.
Should give you the chair off her back, right?
Cheryl, can you hear me?
There we go.
Can you guys hear me?
No, I can't hear.
Paul, I can hear you. Can you all hear me?
I can hear you, Sarah. Can you hear me?
Yes, and I can hear the city, but it sounds like they can't hear us.
Sarah, can you say something?
There we
There we go.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Was that a yes?
Yes.
Okay.
You recording, Paul?
Yes.
Correct. Let's go ahead and call the 76 Interchange Community Improvement District meeting for April 22nd order. Billy, please.
Sure. Dear Heavenly Father, we are thankful that we can come together. Thank you for the privilege to be here to serve you in this capacity. We ask, Father, that you give us wisdom and direction that we serve. May we serve according to your will. May we adhere to the needs of the city, the community, the tourists, and everything. And again, we thank you for the many, many hours that everybody has been working on this cooperative agreement. And pray, Father, that you will help us make the right decision as we move forward. Thank you again, not only for all those leaders, the aldermen, the mayor, the staff that are making all this happening. And again, we just pray for the season that's coming up, especially the 250 years. And we honor you, we glorify you, and we lift up in your name. And I pray of this in your wonderful name. Amen.
Amen.
Let's do it.
Paul, do roll call?
Sure. So I see Larry is there. Kathy, I see.
Alex,
Here.
Chuck, Billy, Brian, I see, and Mike.
Here.
There. Okay.
All right. Aaron, has everybody had a chance to review the minutes from the March 25th meeting? If so, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second. Second by the mayor. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, let's move on to what we all came here for. Consideration of the resolution approving the cooperative agreement. Paul, you want to start?
Sure. So Solon and Sarah and I have been working diligently the last several weeks to work through the amended and restated cooperative agreement. Substantively, it looks in many respects similar to the existing cooperative agreement. There were provisions, redundancies that were removed. Substantively, probably the biggest change is what we call the flow of funds or the waterfall. In following, I guess, our last meeting where Todd presented the financial analysis at the 12% coming off the top, that's reflected, I believe, in section 3.5. That 12% is broken down into a 2% administrative fee and 10% for the city maintenance fee. Beyond that, I think there were just some wordsmithing, section 7.2 on dispute resolution. The intent is basically the same, to provide a platform for stakeholders who may be impacted by any aspect of the project to at least have a voice. May not always get the outcome they want, but at least there's a recognized process to hear their voice and to try and resolve it. The board does retain, per the existing agreement, I don't know what we call the wow factors, basically the gateways and icons. That language is in 5.1 and remains. Beyond that, the $10,000 annual discretionary fund is still in place. Don't know if we've ever had occasion to appropriate any of that money, but it is there. And I think that's probably the highlight. I think in my email I did note for you in redline version and summary form some of the service level standards, if you will, were modified. There were a few items from what is now Exhibit F. I think there were 3 items that were deleted, but everything else, all the other items remained the same. And the road maintenance standard was, Michael can speak more to this, the pavement condition index was reduced from a standard of 70 to 60. And the level of assurance mechanisms, I think I provided you the current Exhibit F and the proposed Exhibit F in an email to show you the changes there. Sarah, did you have anything from bond counsel perspective?
No, I would just note that this amended and restated cooperative agreement provides the, I would say, level of definitive revenues that flow down for bond payments in a way that this should be marketable and I think agreeable to both Piper Sandler, Todd, and Baird as underwriters. So we should be in a good place with the flow of funds and the minimal amounts that get taken out above the bond payments to be in a place to market these bonds and move forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I want to take just a step back and first of all, I mean, I just feel like this is like dawn breaking on this project right now after so long, right? And I just want to express my deep appreciation, Solon and your team that have worked so hard with Michael and with Kendall and everybody involved over numerous meetings over many, many months to take what was a 50-page kind of, piece together document and put it into a really easy to read, logical flowing document that kind of reads more like a novel, so it's a little bit easier to follow. The definitions part being clarified was so important, and Paul, thank you for your help on that too. And to Chuck, I just want to thank you too for the conversations we've been able to have along the way. On the maintenance agreement side, I also just want to express my appreciation for everybody for recognizing the significant investments we're going to need to be making going forward, especially on resurfacing and maintaining Highway 76 now on our own, right? As the MoDOT money expires, it's a tremendous investment that's required to keep that road in tip-top condition. So thank you for making that a part of your consideration when we talked about the maintenance fees and how much monies we're going to be able to put in that account to be able to meet what the expenses are. This is really very exciting. I got the chance to announce that we were having this meeting today when I was at the chamber board this morning. Everybody's very excited about this. And it's kind of like, finally, we're going to see some equipment and there's going to be some things getting busted up and replaced finally after so many years. So I just wanted to take a minute and celebrate that because this has been a journey and a partnership between all of us and previous boards and previous elected officials and administrations that have served on this very important project to our city. But man, this is going to set us up for generations to come for this city. And your willingness to look at it from a little bit higher level and to be able to understand the benefits that this is going to bring to our city is really deserves to be recognized. And I wanted to be the one to do that. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Does anybody have any other questions? Comments or anything that they saw when reviewing the cooperative agreement?
See something. Yeah. Paul, I just noticed in the digital version, the table of contents looks really nice, but in the printed one, there's extra digits. So we need to fix that before, just if you're doing a motion to approve it, just make sure that you consider that. The table of contents just needs to be updated. The page.
Yeah, so the resolution document that Cheryl has, Cheryl, I appreciate you printing that out and catching the year. It
Okay.
has a section in there to allow for non-material term modifications that may be needed. So it's all baked into the resolution.
You else have any other comments? I had one, but Paul was able to resolve that for me today, so I will leave that off the table. If there's no further discussion or comments, I entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the cooperative agreement.
A second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Moving forward, we'll leave motion to adjourn is the next thing unless we have reports. Yeah, go ahead.
At the last meeting, there was discussion about a letter that we were going to send to MoDOT. We have that prepared by any chance?
Paul. At the last meeting, there was the discussion about the letter to MoDOT.
Or a memo to MoDOT?
Memo.
Updating, was that updating them on progress on
Yeah.
this, et cetera? That's right.
The only thing we have is the motion that the mayor made that was recorded in the minutes that you all have, directing the respective attorneys to negotiate the cooperative agreement. So my thought was whoever's communicating with MoDOT could provide those minutes to MoDOT.
We have a meeting with them Friday, so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Does that suffice?
We'll hope so.
I have a report item. So next steps, obviously, on this, our plan is to bring this to the Board of Aldermen, next Tuesday, to ratify it. At which point we'll have a presentation, from Michael Woods and myself on just really going backwards and looking at all the work that's been done to date to get us to this point. How blessed we are to have the CID tax, right, what this is gonna mean, and the different roles and responsibilities and the great partnership we have. So Michael will give a pretty lengthy PowerPoint presentation. The next item then will be first read. Of course, you guys are invited to attend that. We'd love to have CID stakeholder director involved in on that. But that will be on the Tuesday agenda. It really depends on the Board of Aldermen. They may wish to double read it. They may wish to not. If we did double read it, it would be executed that night then we could, further accelerate the progress. So, but Michael's going to give an overview. Obviously, now we have the cooperative agreement in place. What does that mean for going out to bond, construction documents, bids, timelines, and expectations on that? So just want to make it really community focused and to have that, PowerPoint that's easily distributed. So that's our plan for next Tuesday. I'd love to see you guys there support.
Because we don't know like a lot of this basic date, meaning at the beginning on stuff.
Correct, yeah.
Is Mark gonna share anything about when do you think this start of project will be happening? Is he gonna share?
Yeah.
During that meeting?
Yep, we have an internal Gantt chart that shows all of it's a big, 11x15 printout that shows all the different steps. And then we have it broken down by how many days each step takes, right? Bids, right, 30, 45 days, et cetera, and we have it broken out. But one of the big things we want to highlight, of course, and this is really maybe where the stakeholders can come in, is if you have certain stakeholders that are wanting to voice some of their support to when we're going to start this project, that would be very helpful. We're thinking right after Labor Day and then a year's worth of construction. That's kind of what I think the feedback we got from you guys on. But as we kind of learned with downtown, right, we want to get as much public input and feedback upfront on when should this project start. And we're obviously going to try to minimize disruptions by having lanes open and things like that. But there will be construction activity. So if you guys have a way to gather input or encourage folks to show up to voice their opinion and support of starting after Labor Day, we really appreciate that.
If we're gonna start construction after Labor Day, with the bonds and the getting the construction bids back, we don't have much time to lose on this thing, right?
Correct.
Do we know from Jernigan what they need to do before we can put these up to bid?
There's a couple last minute things from Great River, wasn't there? I forgot the term you all used for that. Job specific thing.
Job special provision, they're working to finish the next job now and any minor errors they might have plans that we've caught and review.
But that's not gonna hold us up on anything, right?
No, that should not be anything that'll hold up the process.
So after the Board of Aldermen approve it, is Jernigan gonna start?
Is this our new?
Jeremy?
I'm sorry.
It's okay, because I forget all the time too. Jeremy. It's not really something.
Great River.
Great River.
Yeah.
Great River. Yeah.
Great.
Todd Chandler,
Yeah.
this guy's gonna be
We're
ready.
gonna call him Jernigan.
Yeah. They need anything else from us to get started? Does Todd need anything at this time?
We'll have a final review on the job special provisions. We've met with them twice since the last meeting and gone over plans again, special provisions twice, so.
So did you meet with Todd?
Yeah.
So you already met?
Todd, Mike Beatty.
Yeah, okay.
The project manager, John McCart. It was their full team. They've got involved on this portion of it. And they're finalizing all that stuff and any of the evidence we had. Do you have anything you needed regarding putting it out to bid without the bonds? We would be able, once we get all the information back, one thing that needs to be at least mentioned is MoDOT's approval for the tap in order to, they're two separate projects bidding at the same time. So MoDOT's approval is the one hangup on this, and that's what we're working to get pushed through right now is with Great River is getting all that information in line so it's ready to go. I think last timetable I had was it's gonna be 30 to 60 days, I think.
At least 30. We have a meeting with MoDOT and Great River Friday, so we'll know a little bit more on Friday.
But that's for the tap meeting and stuff. And as Michael had mentioned last time, if there is an option with what you guys have in currently in your reserves to bid it as goes to a point, and then if the bonding's not in place, then you can bond after that. So there is that option out there if we need to utilize that, but I mean, sounds like the bonding is gonna be pretty close to when we would want to kick off the project too.
Yeah, because they spent 75 days.
Right.
Estimated.
But we're looking at Labor Day. Should be in place, but it's over 120. Yeah.
You know, I know that you're gonna, Michael, and you're gonna be talking, I think the biggest thing also you need to know. Because the opportunity, the funding from the state level, we may lose it if you don't approve it.
That's right.
You guys basically, there's a lot of money there that we stand to lose it if we don't move forward with this thing. It's gonna be on the table. I think it's good to know, bring it up to the alderman, because it's gonna be, you know, whether you do single or double rating, I think the biggest thing. We have a lot of opportunity to lose the money.
Well, as a board, would we request board of aldermen for a better read on this? Because of the timing, Chuck?
To be honest with you, I don't know if it's our place.
Yeah.
That's the city.
Okay.
I mean, that's the city's decision, not ours. I mean, yes, we'd like to have, you know, as much speed come through to get the project started, but it's not, in my opinion, our position to ask.
I guess maybe another way to ask it would be for us to start as soon as we can after Labor Day would be advantageous to have a second, to not lose that extra 2 weeks.
You know what? Mr. Mayor, I can't say yes or no on that. I don't know if the board of aldermen have had an opportunity to review this stuff or anything like, I don't know where they're at, so. It would be putting me in a bad spot to ask them for something like that.
Well, I think the intent is to give this document to the board of aldermen.
Several have seen it already.
Yeah, but get it to them.
I mean, the gist of it, not the whole thing, but just the gist. But yeah, we're definitely gonna get it out to them right away. We wanted to just make sure it passed today.
I mean, to answer your question, yes, we want to expedite, but, you know, as fast as municipalities do. So.
Is there anything that you want us to highlight? I mean, just to kind of go over it, I mean, we're gonna talk a lot about the vision, we're gonna talk about. Just the structure of it, the structure of the cooperative agreement, what's been changed in the agreement, and there's just a lot of visuals of the different exhibits, because I think the updated timeline schedule will be updated construction, projection costs are big. Then we have basically a brief timeline of segments 1 and 2, all the steps to date, what we're gonna have to do to get this out, to start construction, and then just a bunch of pictures about pedestrian safety amenities, above ground wall factors, and a lot of the funding structure. So if there's anything that you guys think that you want that you should maybe consider including in this presentation, I'll do your job.
Yeah, I'd love to see the presentation.
Sure.
I haven't seen it, same thing at the Gantt chart, I haven't seen the Gantt chart, I haven't seen any of the stuff that's been prepared, I don't think anybody except.
No, you haven't. We just finished it internally, getting ready for the
So
meetings.
it's kind of hard for us to comment without good eyes on it.
Sure.
Can send it out, yeah.
Yeah.
Send it to you guys. You can take through to that.
I'd highlight those opportunities that we had in the spirit of cooperation, you know, by way of that picking up after phase 3 and how that all transpired too, for those that don't know, because I'm talking to people, they don't know, they're not invested in it like we all have been, and even clearing up the maintenance change from this last revision. I think that's important for them to understand.
Yeah.
While I don't wholeheartedly agree with that flow of funds and what it does to the bond rate and whatnot. It works out financially. But I do think it's important that they understand that too, so that they can make that judgment for themselves as well.
There be anybody in the meeting, is it be Michael and you, so Sarah or somebody from bond people will not be there for. Now, how does that work with, I know we're approving segment 1 and 2. And then there's this intersection at the end of that. Segment 2. I know there's also, is that gonna be separate, is that part of the presentation at all?
You talking about the future design?
Yeah,
I don't think we have that included. We were really trying to focus on like the Hawk system and a lot of the gateway, right?
there is a segment 1.
This was for segment 1 and 2.
Yeah.
With the majority of it. It was an update on that. We can put something in there for the Gretna 76 intersection. But at this time, we didn't have anything in there.
And we don't need confusing that. I think we need,
We don't even have a budget. on it.
yeah, we don't have budget, and we just need to, leave it alone, just
Well,
focus on the
that was
things.
kind of the thinking.
Yeah.
They're still finishing up the plans for the wow factor at that intersection right
Yeah.
now, so. I didn't necessarily want to
Yeah, because then they'll.
put that force out of the chute yet.
But it's not, you don't even know if we can afford it yet, to be honest, we know we can afford it someday there, but we don't know what that's gonna come in at.
Right.
So. Okay. Any other discussion?
I would like to make one comment really quick if I can. I just wanted to kind of remind everyone, and this may be helpful as you're speaking with the Board of Aldermen, that the plan of finance really is that the Taney County IDA is going to be the issuer of the bonds. So just to kind of reframe that and make sure that's fresh in everyone's mind, since it's been a little while since we talked about that structure that allows the bonds to go out farther than the 20 years that a CID is limited to if they were to be the issuer of the bonds. So as we start working on the timing and logistics, just a reminder that that's a third board we're going to have to work and coordinate with. There'll be a conduit issuer is what we refer to them as. It's obviously not their debt. So I would expect very little negotiation and kind of comments on the documents from that board, but it is just from a timing perspective and an authorization and approvals that we need to make sure we fit into their schedule as well. I've had some conversations with them over the past, I would say, 2 years. They know this is coming, but I'll kind of make sure it's bumped up to the top of their radar now that we're getting close to being able to move forward.
And Sarah, I would just add on to that. Todd Goffey did speak with Dennis Wiggins at the partnership, and sounds like he was referred over to Matt Atkins, the vice president. And
Okay.
I think Todd was in the process of connecting with Matt.
Great.
Thank you. Anything else? Cause? A couple of housekeeping things. One, not sure if we need to have a meeting for our end of the month. I don't have the instrument code, guys. I don't know that there's anything to really look at next Wednesday other than it would be financials, which, you know, potentially could be pushed off to the following. So if there's no objection, I would just go ahead and assume we not have the meeting next Wednesday. Two, my attendance will not be there Tuesday. I will be down in Arkansas with no cell service on the Buffalo, so. If I would have better communication schedule, if this is gonna happen, I'd be there, but. Yeah, not gonna pass up Buffalo for this one, so. Anything else? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Second. All those in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Those same sign. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Sarah.
Thank
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, everybody.